So every time I make this, somebody asks me for the recipe and then they're like, how much do you put in and all of that. So hello, I'm Jamie. I'm going to show you how to make my winter wellness tonic. I actually make this all year long and it's very simple. First, you get a big stock pot like this. I have it currently filled up with water and half a bag of frozen cranberries. Then I add 2 cinnamon sticks. I've got 2 little chunks of turmeric, however you like to say it. I usually cut them in half and put them in for a little extra wellness. I have a chunk of ginger. Now, typically also, it's a Saturday and I am still in my cleaning the house mode. The dog is squeaking. My husband's down in the garage working. So there's going to be a lot of background noise. So I usually use about twice as much ginger as this. I do not take the outside off because all you're going to do is filter this and throw it into the compost. And I like it really, really sharp. I usually quarter it like this, just put it in big slices, throw it into the pot. Now I have a bunch of fruit that is definitely been in the refrigerator for way too long. It's pretty dried out. So what I do is I take oranges, usually clementines or, regular oranges are fine. I try to put as much orange in as possible just because it ends up being a little bit sweeter that way. Then I slice them all in half. Even if they're, pretty dried out, they're pretty not so great. It's okay. It's going to boil for a really long time. Obviously, if it's rotten, don't do that. Then I also have a half a grapefruit. Now, when you're doing grapefruit or lime, remember that this is really sour and it gets kind of, tangy when you put it in. So what I would say is maybe only put in about a half. Again, people will ask, do you take the seeds out or whatever? No, I just literally throw it into the pot. Now, I bought this from Costco ages ago, and it is this young ginger. I did not realize that it was a much more mild ginger. So I usually take a huge chunk of it and I just throw some of them in there. It is not sharp at all. So, the more the merrier. And I never ended up really liking it to snack on. So that's it. I'm going to put it on the stove. I'm going to let it simmer for a number of hours and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so it has been simmering for about, 3 or 4 hours now. And as you see, it's steaming. When you look at the insides, everything is just kind of pulverized at this point, except for, the grapefruit. Those and the citrus, kind of still holds its shape. So a lot of people ask me, is there some specific recipe for this? No. Basically, I put cranberries in every time, some sort of sweet citrus like orange in every time. And then I just kind of add whatever's in the kitchen. So, ginger, great. Cinnamon sticks, great if you have those available. I would say that, you can put limes and lemons in if you want that really kind of strong taste. I might recommend taking the rind off of them and just putting the sour citrus in with just the pulp, but it's entirely up to you. It kind of tastes a little bit different every time, but it always has that sort of cranberry sweetness to it. So all you do is you take your hot pad and you just pour it into a larger bowl. And I have a colander inside of there. And the colander, as you are going to see here, will just lift away, drain that all out. Whew, super steamy. Be very careful. It is very hot. I usually just put that right into the pan, let it continue to drip out. And then I will take that, put it into a mason jar, cover it up. This truly is one of my favorite tools. Putting this right in, you can just pour it right in. Usually I do it over the sink so I don't make a mess. And I would say that a batch like this probably does about 4 or 5 mason jars. It is pretty sour. You're going to want to add some sort of sweetener to it if you like things a little bit more sweet. You can always use sugar substitutes like Truvia or stevia or monk fruit or anything like that. Some people like to serve it hot with honey. Other people like to serve it with, make it cold with fizzy water. It really is up to you. I usually have a glass of this every night. You can also add a like ginger tea bag or Bengal spice or decaf chai to it, and that'll give it a really nice flavor. So enjoy your wellness tonic, and it really helps get you through the sick season, flu season. But you can really enjoy it just about any time of the day.